Hello, my friends. I came across this pile stashed in a corner that I had completely forgotten to take care of. So I thought, and of course they're covered in cat hair, so I thought that since it's been a little while since I've done a framing video, that I would do another one. Because again, we've got lots of new subscribers and people asking. So first of all, these paintings all came from eBay. Second of all, these frames all came from Dollar Tree. So I had already had them sorted and organized. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start, because I have several different sizes and the ways that I plan on framing them. So I just thought that I would share my process with you. Okay? Ooh, thanks. Do not scrape across the wooden table. Okay, so we'll just tuck those under there. So first of all, I have the blue special drill butterfly, which I had two others that I have done in the past. So this one was one of the first ones that I altered. I changed the drills to rhinestones and did my own color scheme. So this is a full drill. And this is the way it was supposed to look. So this is the original painting. And although I did change, did I change that color? I think I added that blue periodically, just to like bring out a little bit of color. So there's that. So I fell in love with these butterflies, and I would love to get every color that they have, because I know they have purple and green. There's a fuchsia color. I can't remember what else now, but this is the one that I'm going to frame today. And I like the partial because, look, he's got little eyes. Or she looks fancy to me. So we'll say she. She's a she. Okay, so this is from Dollar Tree. And as you can see, it's one of those ready to hang images. But we are just going to use the frame. So when I go to Dollar Tree, I'm always, every single time I go, I always look at the frames, because you never know what you're going to find. Sometimes they have the same stuff, and sometimes you get lucky and they come up with some new sizes. So this is perfect for the 30 by 30. Now, as you can see, I'm going to lose just a tiny bit. Well, no, you can't see because I don't have it. So I am going to, I always use the paper that comes in the frame when I am deciding on matting and placement and that kind of stuff. So as you can see, I'm going to lose just a tiny bit down here and then a little bit on this side. But that's okay. I'm okay with that. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to cut off these edges that I know are the actual edge that I'm keeping. And I'm just using my scissors because if you remember, frames have this extra little lip. So you're not going to see the edge all the way to the edge of your canvas. So you don't have to be extremely precise with how you cut the edge if you're framing it this way, because it's going to be hidden behind that little wedge. So now that I have those edges, I know that's where I'm going to go with it. So now I can turn it over. Actually, let me grab, oh, I got one right here. So now I can line up this paper with these two edges because, like I said, I know that's what I'm keeping. And then I will take this and just trace out along the edge of my paper. And I'm just using a pencil. Like I said, it doesn't matter. It's just so you can see where you need to cut. So it doesn't have to be exact and it doesn't have to be dark. Okay, so there you can see my pencil lines. So now I will cut this. Like so. All right, so there we go. So there is the excess, and then I will pull my frame back in, and we will place our canvas in. And I always keep this just in case, I don't know, just in case. It also just adds an extra little bit of cushion, or not cushion, but it kind of helps push the canvas up against the glass, which will help keep the drills in place, because I have had a few drills like slide off inside the frame on a couple of pieces. So also with the special drills, they are thicker, so it also helps to keep everything nice and tight against the glass. So there you have that. Quick and easy and looks beautiful. So now I can hang it up with my other two butterflies and they will be a happy little family. So next, we have one of my favorites. I love this canvas so much, and I have bought it several times. And I plan to alter the colors in other ones, kind of like I've done with the butterflies, so I can have like a set. I know, I'm so crazy with this stuff. It's ridiculous. I can't help it. It's my OCD. I blame it on my OCD. But this is the next one we're going to frame. And this, again, is a frame from Dollar Tree. Now these, when I find these at Dollar Tree, I buy every single one that they have in the store because they do not get these very often. What I need to do is I need to buy a case of these. I recently bought a case of the 11 by 14. You can order them online and they will ship to the store, or you can ship them to your house, which is awesome. Takes like 2 weeks, but hey, can't beat that. So these are my favorites for the 30 by 30 because it is actually a 12 by 12 frame, and it works great with the 30 by 30 canvases. All right, so this is going to be another really simple framing technique and inexpensive also. Because y'all know me, I'm all about frugal crafting, which is probably why I have so many diamond paintings. Yeah, we won't talk about that. So this is a really cool piece. I mean, from the Dollar Tree. I mean, how cute is that? If you have photos you want to frame, so cool. So first of all, we will trim off the excess canvas. And now on this one, I'm going to be more precise because the edge is going to show. So I don't stick to the canvas. So I don't want any of the white. Now you could do kind of like a double matting type thing and leave some of the white. But in this case, I am not. So I'm just carefully cutting. Now, if you are not comfortable cutting like this, you can always use a cutting mat and a metal ruler and a utility knife. The only thing when it comes to doing that is it's a little bit trickier because you have to make sure that you're putting your ruler has to go on this side. So you still have a chance of cutting off into your canvas because you can't put the ruler on the canvas because of the drills. It doesn't let it sit flush. So you don't get, you can't get a nice tight, what's the word I'm trying to use? What am I trying to say? It doesn't sit flat, so it doesn't work quite as well. So I prefer using scissors, and I just take my time, and I end up doing a decent job. Because again, these are meant to be viewed from a distance, so it's not like people need to be right up on top of it to get the beauty. All right. So now I have my paper that I'm going to use for my matting. And I do reverse matting on my canvases, mainly because I'm lazy, but also because it's easier. It's quicker. And again, from a distance, it looks like a regular matting. So if you have the funds and you want them to be more glamorous, take them to Hobby Lobby, take them to Michael's, take them to Ren's, get them professionally matted and framed. That's fine. I am doing this because I want to have them up on my walls so I can see them and enjoy them. And this for me is how I can do that. So this is just scrapbook paper from Joann's because that's pretty much the only store I shop. So I am just going to cut off the barcode. And now we bring in, whoops, wait a minute, doing this backwards here. Okay, so I use my trusty crafting glue. This is pretty much the only glue I use on all of my craft projects. I've never had any problems with it. I have never had anything come apart. And it dries clear, which is a plus when you're doing, oh shoot, when you're doing paper crafting. It likes to dry up in the tip. If I don't use it a lot, which I haven't done a whole lot of crafting. So what I do is put generous amount on the canvas, which again, oh, you can't see that. So there, do that. And then I turn it over and center it. Now again, if you want to be precise, you can get a ruler, but I am pretty good at eyeballing it. And again, if it's not exact, I'm not all that concerned. So I just go down the edge, make sure it's nice and secure, and any excess that oozes out, I just wipe off. That way it's not gonna stick to the glass, because that you probably will be able to see. All right, so just smooth it down. Any extra creases in the canvas, the glue will help get rid of. All right, so now we bring in our canvas, our glass. Get rid of my crusty fingerprints on the inside. Okay, so then you just flip it over. Oh shoot, what happened? Oh, just gotta push it down in there. Okay. It also helps if you get your little tabby things pushed all the way open. So again, I keep all the pieces, mainly because I don't want to throw them away and gum up the landfill for no reason. Plus this way, if I ever decide, which I can't ever imagine getting rid of these, someone can use the frame again. And I have, these tabs are not in right. This is the downside to Dollar Tree. Sometimes your tabs are not in right. And what I do is I just pull them out and turn them over. And that usually tightens them up enough to where they'll hold it in place. So there we have frame number 2. Looks amazing. Looks awesome. Okay. This next one I'm going to do is this little adorable girl. Look at her. Isn't she precious? Love her. I would love to have her in a full drill, but there's no way this would work in a 30 by 30 as a full drill. So I loved that it was just her, because it just adds to more personality for her and gives her more sparkle focused on her. So again, I have the same frame from the last one that we're going to be using. All right, so again, we're just going to trim this up. This one has a black line around the canvas, so I'm going to make sure that I cut just inside that line because I don't want it showing at all. So I'm cutting off just a little bit extra. And another thing too, you want to be careful when you're cutting your canvases like this because you can cut through the drills. So just keep that in mind when you're trimming off the excess, because I have done that in the past. I've cut right through a drill, not paying attention. This is one of those projects that you probably don't want to do with the TV on if it's something that you want to watch, because that's how you end up getting crooked. Or cutting through drills, which is how I ended up cutting through my drills. But again, if it's right on the edge, it's not going to be all that noticeable, hopefully. Okay, there she is. And then for her matting, I'm going to use this nice dark purple, which really brings her out a whole lot more. Okay, so again, I'm going to cut off the edge because that makes your paper not 12 by 12. Okay, so again, we put glue. edges, and then I just squiggle down the center, and then flip. All right, so there she is. I'll just flip her over. And then put these pieces in place. Make sure I have right side up. And then get these bad boys back in. Oh, hang on a second, I gotta plug in my computer. Don't shut off, don't shut off. Okay. All right. All right. There she is. These overhead lights are the worst. All right, we'll do one more because I think y'all are kind of getting the... This is another one that I love. This is another one that I snatch up whenever I see them, which I have not seen them in a while, which makes me sad. Oh, something else I wanted to bring up with these frames. I have in the past, and I'm not sure, did I get that one? Looking around my walls trying to think. I can't remember if that was a gift or if I kept it. I forgot. It was one of Emily's colorings that she had given us. Now this, done for me. This is one of the Dollar Tree frames, and I spray painted it. So that's another option. If you don't want just black or brown, you can always spray paint the frame. You're just going to, you know, disassemble it, take the glass out, of course, and take it outside and spray paint it whatever color you want, which is an awesome my brain keeps pausing on me. This is really bad on your nails, by the way. It's always a good idea to use a tool of some sort, especially like this one is like super tight. Usually they're like raised up a little bit. I can get them out a lot easier, but this one's really tight. So if you want to spray paint it, just take everything out of the frame. You got everything here. Take it out, spray paint it, get it nice and coated, and then once it's dry, you can frame it. And that is an awesome alternative, which helps to personalize even more, which I love. All right, so this one is the next one that I'm going to do. So this is all rhinestones, partial. So we're going to trim it up. And again, I'm making sure I don't have any white showing. Which again, if that's the look you want, I would measure it out and make sure it's nice and neat and even. But for this, I just want come on, scissors, what happened? What's happening here? It's weird. They just decided they were going to stop cutting. Freakish. Not okay, not okay. There must be something with this canvas. It's like, well, no, the canvas. It's not operator error, I promise. Okay, so for this one, it is smaller than the frame. So I am using glitter paper. Yeah. And what I will do is I will take this insert, and just because I'm being lazy, I am going to mark, instead of measuring, I'm just going to mark here and here. And then I'm going to use my paper trimmer and cut off the excess. Okay. Again, makes it so much quicker. And then we will glue like so. Ooh, there's a raggedy, where'd that, hang on a second. Can you see that? That raggedy edge there? Yeah, that's not gonna fly. That's gotta come off. That's where my scissors went cuckoo on me. Okay. Another thing about this glue that I like is it allows you some wiggle room. You can actually slide your piece around to get it more in line. It's not like put it down and it's there like with hot glue. All right. Plus hot glue is too bulky. Okay, there we have that. Now we bring in our frame. Put it in. And then our pieces. Like so. Okay. There we have it. What do you think? You like it? I do. Let me see. We have 3 more. Yeah, let's go ahead and go for it. Shoot for the moon, right? So again, we have another of my favorite 12 by 12. Let's see if I can go a little bit faster. I won't talk as much to this. I'll just do this, go through and get them done so y'all aren't sitting here too long. So we need this, like that. Okay. This is another one. Well, they're all my favorites. I say that all the time, but look at the rhinestones. See why I love rhinestones? They are just pow in your face, sparkly. Love it. might need new scissors. They're starting to get kind of funky. There seems to be one spot on the blade. If it hits just right, it doesn't want to cut. So I gotta stay away from that area. Okay. Just noticed I have some drills out of place. They are still on. Here's a good little trick. One of these pencils, just put the blade back in place, and it's a makeshift drill pin. Works perfect for pushing your drills back in. All right, so there is our beautiful, gorgeous peacock. I'm going to use this paper to mount him. And again, we just trim off that barcode. Glue. Sippy, sippy. And okay, I'm seeing, hang on a second. Another tip for you. I'm seeing just the slightest bit of white that I did not do a very good job trimming. So what I'm doing is since I've already got the glue down, I'm just going to put this piece of paper between my matting and my canvas, and I'm just taking a Sharpie and running along the edge. So what this is going to do, now this is not ideal if you don't have a dark background or if you don't want a dark edge. Now I want to see if I can get in here. You can see right here, you can see the white, and I should have showed you that to begin with, but I noticed on that I have two edges like that. So again, I'm just going to slide this under. Now I haven't pushed the canvas down so I can get under it still, and just slowly go along that edge. And there you have a beautiful dark. Now I'm going to go ahead and do that on all four sides, and I need to get this lined up here because it's taking me a little bit longer. I'm going to go ahead and do that on all four sides because it'll just make it more uniform, because there is just the slightest white that you can see on the very edge since it is a dark canvas. So this, if you're not all that steady with your scissors, this is a great fix. Now let's see how crooked this is. All right. Okay. So now you have the black edge. So the canvas is not showing through. So we bring in our glass, bring in our backing, all right, and there he is in all his beautiful splendor. Gorgeous, right? Okay, moving on quickly. We have one of my favorites. My horse. Oh no, see, I do that all the time. I love them all. That's why I have so many, because I just can't. I love them all. That's why I buy them, because I love them. Okay, so with this one, there's cat hair stuck. See, this is why it's not good to not frame them right away, because especially when you have pets. All right, I think we're good. Okay, so what I want to do with this one is what I talked about, leaving the extra border. Got quite a few that have slipped out of place here. It's getting bumped up against the other frames. They were in a stack. Okay, so hang on. I said this was going to be fast, didn't I? Okay, so what I'm going to do, see how this has the blue line around the canvas? What I want to do is I want to have a white border around my blue frame, and then I'm going to add my own matting to that. So this is what I was talking about earlier. I'm turning my canvas over because I can see through it well enough that I am going to use my straight edge. Well, first of all, I'm going to measure. So I'm just measuring. Actually, let's start this way. I think it needs to be like 1/8 of an inch. Not even 1/8 of an inch. 1/32 of an inch. So I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to mark a few lines so I can line up my ruler more precisely. And I'm just going to go all the way around. And I'm just using the blue line that I can see through as my guide for measuring out my extra mat. So here, I don't think I'll be able to see the pencil lines or not. So you can just see the little pencil lines, and that's so I can line up my ruler and cut. So I'm just lining up, and then I'm going to use my blade. And this definitely needs to be a sharp blade or else you will get strings. So here we go. Now, doing this upside down and backwards is a little bit challenging, so we're going to see how good I am. All right, I am going to use the lines on my mat to make sure. Just trying to be a little bit more precise because I don't always trust myself. Do you have that problem? Don't always trust yourself with... Oh, cat just scared me. Elsa. Just being nosy. Snooping in the cabinets. Okay, what's the problem here? Going against the grain. It doesn't work all that great. So I'm going to have to trim this up with my scissors, hopefully. I might have to abandon my idea here if this is not. Yeah, shoot. This canvas is not going to lend itself to this process. It's too stringy. Some of the canvases do this and some of them do not. And which is really annoying. Because I said this was going to be fast, didn't I? No, we'll continue. We'll see if it's gonna, we'll see how it looks when I get it on my additional matting, see if it's gonna work out. Cat. She snoops in the cabinets, like there's something in there for her. We have those corner, like Lazy Susans in the 3 corners of the kitchen. And she'll actually go in those cabinets. But the cabinet under the sink, she likes, oh, yeah, this isn't going to work. I was way crooked. All right, abandoning ship. Abandoning ship, abandoning ship. Anyway, she likes to open the cabinet under the sink, and she just lets it slam. Or she'll stick her head in there and look. She's so weird. All right, so I did not do a good job measuring. Probably because I'm talking. And probably because I didn't put enough lines or I didn't measure well enough. Anyway, so we are abandoning that idea. But again, this is all part of crafting, is going with it. If you have something different or if something doesn't work out, you can always alter it to make it work. So I will, come on scissors, get past that ugly spot. Have you ever bought one of those little scissor sharpener thingies? It's like this little ceramic cylinder, really. And you're supposed to just like drag your blade across this little ceramic. They don't work. Don't do that. It's a waste of money. I had bought little scissors for my purse because Emily's always wanting scissors to open up packages or whatever in the car. She can't wait till she gets home. But they were just, you know, little cheapy scissors. So I had bought one of those sharpeners because I thought, you know, well, if I can sharpen the scissors, it's, you know, saving them, which I paid more for the sharpener than I did for the scissors, so it was really kind of backwards, my way of thinking. It didn't do any good. I still had to throw the scissors away. Okay, so I think for this one, I'm going to use this pink glitter paper. Now, as you can see, this is a 30 by 40 canvas, which in reality ends up being 11 3/4 by almost 7 3/4. So I think, nah, I'm gonna leave it. I was gonna trim it to where it's like even top and bottom, like the edges are like right up against the edge, but I'm just gonna leave it. I'm not gonna mess with this because I said I was gonna do quick on these, and we're already at 45 minutes. So hopefully I haven't lost you yet. But I tried to do each one just a tiny bit different to give you more ideas, because again, ooh, well, that's not good. Frame's coming apart. Oh, look at that. Okay, downside to Dollar Tree. Boop. I must go get another frame. Okay, so this was, as you can see, the 12 by 12 paper is not going to work as is. So what I do, again, this is my, I don't want to call it lazy, but it's kind of the, if you are not skilled, let's do it this, say it this way. If you are not skilled in mat cutting, this is the easy way to do it. So what I do, hi. Hello, Emily. You got the trash can. Yep, I do have a trash can. So like I said, this is, what did I say? 7 3/4, whereas our frame is 11. So that means we have to add 2 inches on each side, give or take. We'll just say 2 inches. That way we don't have to worry about being too short or too... I thought that was empty. All right, so anyway, so 11 inches by 14 inches. So what we do is we're going to cut 2-inch strips. Whoops. Keep it, actually, if I do it this way, it goes a little bit quicker. So we have our 12-inch piece of paper. And we're going to go, oh shoot, what am I doing here? I'm like completely discombobulated all of a sudden. Okay. So we're going to do 2 inches. Four times. Okay. And then on 2 of our pieces, we're going to cut 1 inch off because we only need them to be 11 inches. Okay, so now we have 2 by 12, and we have 2 by 11. So as you can see, that creates our mat. Now, I overlap, I put the side pieces down first, and then I put my end pieces, now I call these my sides, and these my ends. So I put my side pieces down first, and then I put my end pieces on top of them. And I use this piece that comes with the frame as my template. So we're going to go ahead and put glue all around the perimeter. And we can go ahead and put it down the center because it will need to go there eventually. Okay, so we center. You should have 1 inch at the top and 1 inch at the bottom for these side pieces. And again, it doesn't have to be precise. You just want to make sure that you have enough of a overhang top and bottom so your end pieces will cover. Now, what I do is I take a little bit of glue and put across here and here just for extra security and stability. And then I take my end pieces and I line them up with my little template there. And the majority of the time, especially, well, it depends on the paper you use. Like with this paper, the seam is hiding really nicely in the glitter. So it's not going to show hardly at all. Now with this canvas, I've already got glue in the center. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to put glue on the perimeter. That way it will adhere to the glitter paper. Just for, again, extra stability. Because in my mind, these aren't going anywhere. And again, you can just eyeball it. Like so. Okay. And then we push down the center. And there you have it. Beautiful. And see, from a distance, you cannot see, well, you can if I hold it right, but you really can't see the way I matted it, or the way I cut the paper. So we're going to go ahead and put this in place. Okay, there you go. Now up close, you can see how the matting, but look, it disappears in the glitter. Excuse me, it disappears in the glitter. So I can't get it back far enough. Looks amazing, right? I'm very happy with it. I like it. And even, and you know, from a distance, the matting kind of does, the canvas does kind of go into the matting. So it looks like an actual matting on top. Okay. Last of all, I hope y'all are still sticking with me. I have my awesome kitty. Now this has a frame that I definitely want to keep intact. So I'm going to take my time cutting this one. So how many have we done? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. It's not bad in an hour, right? I mean, it helps that I've already got my background paper picked out and that kind of stuff. But still, this is quick. This is inexpensive. And it really does look good. I mean, you know, in my opinion, it does anyway. Because I look at my custom that I did, that I bought a, well, I didn't pay, it's a $50 frame. I got it half off, thankfully. But I, you know, of course that does look a little bit better, but there is no matting on that whatsoever. Because it is a full drill custom. So I didn't do any matting. I just bought the frame that was the exact dimensions, which worked out nicely. But, you know, it looks just as good as my dollar store framing. And if you have a lot of canvases that you want to get up on your walls, this is a perfect way to do it. Oh, I have a stone missing. Oh, which one is that? Which color is that? I gotta go find me a yellow rhinestone. I just saw one. I forgot to put one on there. Let's make sure I didn't miss any others. For this one, I'm using these Swiss dots textured. It is actually embossed paper, which I think goes really well with the drills. So again, we're going to do 2-inch strips. And cutting 1 inch off of 2 of them. All right, so we'll bring in our template. Elsa just got in trouble with Emily. She just got kicked out of Emily's room. I can only imagine what she did. Probably nothing too severe. Snooping where Emily doesn't want her. All right, so there we go. Go. Glue on the top of each side, and then put our ends in place. Okay. All right. And then we put some glue on the perimeter of our canvas. And put it in place. Oops, way off, yikes, shoot. All right. Oh, look, Elsa came to visit. She likes when I have my computer on the table because she lays behind it to get the heat off of it. She's so funny. But I have it up on a stand right now, so she's like, why can't I get up there? All right, so here is the piece. Sorry, Else. They definitely are not consistent with how they put their little pegs in. All right, so there is our beautiful kitty, all framed and ready to go on the wall. Isn't she cool? All right, y'all. So I apologize for this being so long, but I hope you stuck with me, and I hope you got some useful information out of this. And I will see you again real soon. Bye.